This episode of SpectreSoundStudios is brought to you by Nail the Mix. Hey everybody, it's episode 79 of SMG Viewers Comments, right in the thick of NAMM. Let's get right to it.
Hey Glenn, let me ask you something. Do you have any piece of equipment from Behringer? What is it and why? And if you don't, then why not?
Actually, I do have a piece from Behringer. I have the ADA8000. That is an analog to digital converter with light pipe out with 8 mic preamps. It cost me $199 at Guitar Center. I got it for my live rig. I put that together a few years ago when I was going to try doing live mixing with a program called SAC, which was the live version of Saw. And this was really bleeding edge stuff about 10 years ago. Nobody was really able to do this at this time. And it was really cool. I tried it out on a couple of gigs, and then I learned bands that are gigging locally just don't want to pay anybody to mix their sound. But yeah, the 88,000, especially for live, was fucking fantastic. I've seen some guys do some really amazing stuff with that. Don't put it down automatically just because it says Behringer on it. The mic preamps are fairly clean. And the converters on them, I know, won a couple of shootouts on gear slots, much to everybody's shock. Never judge something just based on the nameplate. Go listen to how it sounds, unless it says line 6. Then run like hell.
Do you ever plan on having your wife in a video?
Not gonna happen, dude. She's definitely an off-camera kind of person. And that's the thing. I've got to respect that. So no, unfortunately not.
So do you not ripple the snare anymore?
Yes, but not on that drum. I can ripple the snare on my Steve Smith cast steel snare because it's made of cast steel and weighs a metric ton, and can handle the warped tuning without killing the drum. The drum I'm using right now is the Ludwig Superphonic. It's a much lighter drum. It's aluminum. I don't think it would really withstand that kind of tuning for very long. Besides, it sounds magnificent just the way it is. Jackson Ward turned me on to that drum, and I gotta say, that's kind of the snare sound I've been after pretty much my entire career. So I am really thrilled with that, and the fact that I don't have to do some mutant tuning to it is even better. So if you're looking to get a really killer snare sound, get a Superphonic.
Am I the only one that plays 6-string standard tuning anymore?
Yes, you freak.
I'm a useless cunt, but I don't take myself too seriously. What's your take on the elitists that say Jocko only needed 4 strings?
That's what I say to so-called bass elitists. It's kind of like being, coming in first place at the Special Olympics, or, being on Donald Trump's cabinet or something like that. Bass players, especially the elitist ones, can spout off about what Jocko did with 4 strings. You know what? I just don't care. The only thing I care what they do is that they get my order right at the drive-thru.
Has anyone had an experience installing Evertune as an aftermarket part? I've been thinking about replacing a Tune-O-Matic with it on one of my guitars for a while. Wondering how much would the routing cost, plus is there anything else to consider?
Well, I pulled the back off that guitar, and there's a huge cavity back there. I mean, it looks even like they routed out more wood than you even would need for, say, to put in a Floyd Rose. So I'd say maybe even start with a Floyd Rose guitar if you're looking on putting an Evertune bridge into something. As far as I know, you actually have to go to somebody who has a qualification to install an Evertune, because I don't imagine it's an easy thing to do. You can probably look online, check your local classifieds, that sort of thing, or even go to Evertune website and see if they've got a list of anybody in your neighborhood who's qualified to install. Definitely worth checking out. I'm so far so good with the Evertune. I've been playing it a little bit, and it's fucking spectacular.
Hey Glenn, sounds like your playing is getting better, or at least cleaner compared to your old videos. Kudos.
Well, I'll say this, ever since I started doing this YouTube thing, I have been playing a lot more guitar, as opposed to just sitting around and watching bass players fuck up their tracks. So there is that. Thanks for noticing.
What would you recommend for schooling in Canada now? Having trouble finding a decently priced university or college that offers recording arts or recording studies. Where did you study?
I'm a graduate from Chardon College, Media Arts Department in Oakville, Ontario. They actually ended the media program this year. I went to a party last spring for it, and they're transmuting it into a 4-year degree program. Honestly, the studio was gone when I was there, so I was just kind of in shock. The big recording school to check out these days is something called OART in London, Ontario. It's the Ontario Institute for Recording Arts or something to that effect. You can check it out online. I know they got a spectacular curriculum there. They've got a lot of wonderful gear, and everybody I've ever heard that went to that school absolutely loved it. So it's definitely worth checking out. So this show's sponsor is Nail the Mix. It's an online recording school where you get your hands on real multi-tracks by bands such as Periphery, Machine Head, and Gojira. This month's project is the track Fragments by Jason Richardson, and Taylor Larson takes you through his mix, detailing how he did it. This one's really intense with an extremely challenging song to mix. If you want to step up your mixing game, sign up for this month's Nail the Mix and learn how to put this track together, including 3 different guitar tones per side, all with different gear. The best mix of the month will win every single JST plugin, including the brand new ToneForge Jason Richardson edition. Check it out at nailthemix.com. Back to the show.
Hey Glenn, has your wife ever busted your balls for getting packages after packages?
Why, no, not at all. My wife has been incredibly supportive about all the equipment I get coming in these days.
So how come with this great studio and skill, you still can't make a living recording bands?
Well, that's just the thing. Not a lot of engineers can make a living recording bands. There's only, maybe 10 or 12 guys at the very top who do this full time and get to do it for a living. The rest of us are, pretty much working class recording engineers. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The fact is, I live in a small town. There's not a lot of bands. There's a lot of studios and there's a lot of competitions, and musicians are just plain fucking cheap. So once you factor all that together, it becomes apparent that it's very difficult to make recording a full-time job.
Easy Glenn. Seeing that we're now progressing in the 21st century with advanced technology, is it necessary to get a record deal to make it big, or can we continue unsigned while gaining equivalent fan base with a few assistants to help us out? Just want to say, love your vids, they're really informative, and no, I won't cut the mic. Much love from merry old London.
Hey, thanks for writing that. I absolutely love London. I had a magnificent time there last summer, and I would definitely go back because it was just a great time. Pub culture in London is fucking amazing. Anyway, as for your question, no, you do not need a fucking record label at all. You have YouTube. All you got to do is write a decent song and make a clever video for it, and it'll blow up on its own. I mean, you look at what Fluff and Jared did last summer with Rest Repose. They broke the top 10 on iTunes with absolutely no radio play and with absolutely no label backing whatsoever. None. So yes, it can be done. You've just got to be good at it. I've always said this, and I think this still holds true to this day, is being a band and signing with a record label is kind of like being a young boy locked in a room full of Catholic priests. You're gonna get fucked. All right, that's it for this episode. Make sure to check out Nail the Mix. And if you're at NAMM on the floor, come check out the Chicken Picks booth. Come check out the Joey Sturgis Tones booth. Come check out Rev Amplification, because I will be on the floor and I will be at all those locations. I would absolutely love to meet all you guys. So if you see me on the floor, come say hi. Take it easy and have a great weekend. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode. If you like the content, please support the channel either at my SMG shop or through my Patreon. If you want to see more, hit one of the playlists. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here.